Лиса, Йося. Господи, боже мой. Вон, все.
A massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake strikes Russia's far east, triggering a 4-meter tsunami in Kamchatka Peninsula and injuring several people in the city of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky.
Tsunami warnings are issued across the Pacific, including Japan, Taiwan, and Hawaii, U.S., following Russia's massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake, the 6th largest ever recorded.
Hokkaido, Japan is hit by high waves of up to 3 meters after Russia's mega earthquake. Much of eastern Japan was ordered to evacuate.
A tornado with heavy rain damages more than 20 homes in Khao Mau, Ao Lak, Vietnam, prompting government aid and storm safety warnings.
Kerala, India floods damage homes and raise alerts as rivers rise across 9 districts. Tons of invasive seaweed from East Asia are covering beaches in southern Spain, hurting tourism and leading to major cleanups. It likely arrived in ships coming through the Suez Canal.
Rwandan capital, Kigali's air quality gets worse during heat waves, as study links extreme urban heat to dangerous spikes in pollution and illness risk.
Deadly lung infection, Legionnaire's disease, is spreading in New York City, U.S. Officials warn hot and humid weather fuel the bacteria's spread.
India. Monsoons cause a surge in hepatitis A and E cases in the capital New Delhi due to unsafe water, poor sanitation, and lack of vaccination awareness.
Nanditown, India. Flash floods kill 3 people and block major highways, stranding vehicles and halting rescue operations amid heavy rainfall.
Hindaya Township, Myanmar. Flash floods kill 6 people and destroy 8 homes.
Eastern Romania. Flooding kills 3 elderly victims and forces hundreds to flee after heavy rains damage homes across 25 villages.
Experts warn about 1/3 of U.S. lightning injuries happen indoors, so experts say avoid these 4 things during a storm. 1. Showers. 2. Faucets. 3. Plugged-in devices. 4. Windows. Being outdoors is even more dangerous. Seek safe shelter, ideally before the storm arrives.
Bulgaria. Nearly 100 wildfires erupt, destroying homes and forests near the Pirin Mountains and forcing evacuations in towns like Simitli.
Beijing and Hebei, China. At least 30 people dead as record-breaking rain and flooding unleashed landslides, power outages, and mass evacuations.
Go!
ก็หันไว้เดี๋ยวก่อนเดี๋ยวเขากลับมาละพี่น้องโทรหาเขาแล้วอยู่
ปล่อยเนี่ยเท้าลูก
Sukhothai and Paray, Thailand. Floods submerge homes under 2 to 3 meters of water, prompting evacuation orders.
Portugal and Spain battle multiple wildfires fueled by drought and heat, shutting tourist sites and forcing evacuations.
Heat wave blankets southeast U.S. with highs over 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 37.8 degrees Celsius, putting more than 100 million people under heat risk alerts and triggering historic temperature records in Florida.
Report finds U.S. weather disasters caused $93 billion in damage in the first half of 2025 as climate change makes fires, floods, and storms more severe.
Olaxese or Vietnamese former pig person raiser Mrs. Hai went vegetarian after hearing her mother pig speak to her piglets in human language. Deeply touched, she and her husband quit eating animal people meat, embraced Hua Hao Buddhism, and began finding spiritual meaning and miracles in everyday life.
Now I'm exploring a cuisine of emotion, one that's closer to painting and sewing, where I work with nature and the seasons.
3 Michelin-star Paris, France restaurant La Page goes 99% vegan, removing all animal people meat, fish, and dairy from its menu. Chef Alain Pesset says the change comes from his love for nature and commitment to sustainability.
Hi guys, I'm Tom Butts. I'm a pro strongman and I'm a competitor on the Vegan Strong Plum Built team.
Vegan strength coach Tom Butts wins Britain's Strongest Man title in the 90-kilogram category, showing plant-based diets can build elite power and endurance.
Twin Cities Veg Fest will return to St. Paul, Minnesota, US on Sunday, September the 21st, 2025, with 5,000 plus expected guests, vegan food, music, free yoga, and awards.
An Australian-led study shows walking 7,000 steps per day is the golden amount to live longer. Compared to only walking 2,000 steps per day, taking 7,000 steps per day has several benefits, including 47% lower risk of dying from all causes, 47% lower risk of dying from heart disease, 37% lower risk of dying from cancer, 25% lower risk of heart disease, 38% lower risk of dementia, 14% lower risk of diabetes, 28% lower risk of falling, 22% lower risk of depression. However, beyond 7,000 steps, there's little added benefit.
Olaxese or Vietnamese elder care nurse Miss Ngop shares 6 things that almost always happen during an elderly person's final year. 1. Gentle withdrawal. They have less social interaction, preparing themselves internally for departure. 2. Invisible journeys. They mention going somewhere, such as waiting at the riverbank or having to prepare the boat, etc. 3. Gifting keepsakes. They give away meaningful possessions like handkerchiefs and photos as a way to send love and memories. 4. Spiritual awakening. They start asking deep questions about death and the afterlife and burn incense even if they were not religious before. 5. Meeting the deceased. They report comforting visions of loved ones who've passed, often misunderstood as delirium. 6. Final light. Some people suddenly get well, cheerful, and chat happily before passing away. This is a moment of last burning, a gift for loved ones to remember them in light and love, not tears.
Venerable Buddhist nuns teach how to keep your mouth shut to avoid bad karma. Avoid these 4 harmful speech patterns. 1. Gossip. 2. Harsh words. 3. Lies. 4. Frivolous, unnecessary talk. These obstruct enlightenment and create negative karma. Mindful speech is essential for good spiritual practice and inner peace.
Analysis. Lord Shakyamuni Buddha, vegan, prophesied the current Dharma-ending age, marked by corrupt monks, moral decay, and natural disasters. During this challenging period, safety lies in diligent spiritual practice. Stay rooted in faith, uphold the 5 precepts or 10 commandments, etc. Repent daily for your moral failures. Follow true teachings. Purify the mind by chanting Amitabha Buddha, vegan's name, or meditating daily. Avoid greed, anger, and deceit. Live with compassion for all, both humans and animal people, which means be vegan. Even in dark times, sincere practice brings peace and liberation.
That the things that happen in our path are not punishments, but experiences. And our reaction to that dictates the amount of growth that we have.
Canadian psychic medium and channeler Jeanette Biro shares her 2019 near-death experience while getting surgery. As the anesthesia took effect, her soul instantly left her body. Jeanette found herself walking on lush grass beside her deceased grandmother. Everything was vivid and rich with detail. They arrived at a picnic-like gathering where souls from her current and past lives greeted her warmly, resuming conversations as if no time had passed. Her grandmother then led her to a white room, the room of the blueprints, where Jeanette met her soul council. Through the window she saw galaxies forming. Her life blueprint was unrolled on a whiteboard table, showing a glowing, shimmering line, proof she was still alive. She underwent a life review and was asked whether she wanted to return or stay. Inspired by her love for her family and the reverence her higher self felt for human life, she chose to return. Jeanette was allowed to modify parts of her soul's blueprint, removing several fuses or key destiny points, including one related to chronic illness. As she confirmed her return, she heard nurses speaking in the recovery room. Her spirit re-entered her body. With unusual clarity, she asked a nurse to write down 4 key phrases to help her remember the experience. Days later, reading them triggered a vivid recall. The experience reshaped Jeanette's view of life as a journey shaped not by fate, but by choice. She says life's events are not punishments, but opportunities for growth, and how we react to them determines where we go in this life and the next.
Insightful quote of the day. We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. Khalil Gibran.
For more relevant news from around our planet, please visit suprememastertv.com/news.